Soul Game Saga Part 4 of Infinity. Cosmic Yahusha Somatic Environment Focus. The Somatic Environment Focus. Somatic Environment. Yeah, I'm going to do both of them for Part 4, so I can move on to something else a bit faster. So, what is Cosmic Yahusha's environment? Or Cosmic Yahusha's somatic environment? First of all, the word somatic, meaning what's relating to the body, and somewhat opposed to the mind, or opposite of the mind. Not necessarily opposed, just not directly involving the mind, just specifically the body. You follow what I'm saying? And then you have environment, meaning your surroundings, or your placement, or your conditioning. Remember these words if you would. Your psyche, whatever your psyche is set up to be, is what your environment will duplicate. Whatever your psyche is set up to be, your psyche will duplicate. So if you have a psyche set up on the principal grounds involving the energy of calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness, then your environment, most likely, 9 times out of 10, will also set up calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness, which in reality, on the surface level, would be of what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. Energy duplicates the energy, in other words. Your psyche, whatever your psyche is set up to be, I'm going to tell you what psyche is in a moment, is what your environment will duplicate. And if your psyche is of calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness, your environment will eventually be of good, beautiful, normal, and natural. The duplicated energies. Those are not the exact same words, but the energies are the exact same. Good energy, righteous energy, energy that serves you for the good, nothing else. No games attached to it, just what it's destined to be, right for you. Moving forward. So, in Cosmic Yahusha's somatic environment focus, there is a 3-dimensional phrase that is going to be the most important to have for the underlying of this video, so to speak. And that 3-dimensional phrase is as follows. Respect is love in action. Respect is love in action. Respect. And this word right here, respect, is going to essentially be the fundamental grounds also for this entire video. But that 3-dimensional phrase, meaning 3 words, respect, love, and action, in that one sentence there, it's going to be pretty much the fundamental basis of this entire video. Respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something illicit by its abilities, qualities, or achievements, or something elicited by its abilities, qualities, or achievements. And as far as the word respect, those 5 specific words, the word admiration, the word illicit, and then the 3 words, abilities, qualities, and achievements, those are the 5 most important words virtually within the entire word of respect. Of course, you got the word feeling. The entire word is pretty much necessary and or needed to know. I want to say these words out loud too. When it comes to the application of respect, it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. The application of respect is a necessary thing. It's necessary. It's not good nor bad. It's just necessary. Respect is necessary to apply. So, once again, a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, and achievements. Their abilities, qualities, and achievements. Now, like I said, I'm always going to give you a start, duration, and an ending to every video I make at any time that I make them. Because I know for a fact that there aren't too many newcomers due to how heavy this truth can be for some. I get it. You know, this calm demeanor of me speaking this message to you with the nonchalant and the playfulness mixed in all together. This is how I rob you of your anxieties when I tell you this overwhelming truth. This is how I rob you of your depressive states when I tell you this overwhelming truth. This is how I rob you of your fears. Remember, I am stealing you all from the devil. The devil is your depression. The devil is your anxiety. The devil is your worries. The devil is your fears. The devil is the source of all fear. And I am stealing you away from this so you can be family again. Principal heart of hearts, children. You follow what I'm saying? So, Respect is love in action. Respect, a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, and achievements. Now, as I said, I'm going to give a start, duration, and an ending to everything I do. The first soul game saga video I've done talked about the definition of soul in its entirety. I missed this phrase in that video when I was making it. I'm not going to redo it. I'm just going to say the phrase I missed and then let you imagine what it may sound like if you was to go back and hear it or play it over again. I said, our soul is the fundamental pneuma of our conscious, subconscious, and unconscious minds. That's what I said in that video, but I meant to say this with the rest of it, all in one. All in one. So once again, our soul is the fundamental pneuma of our conscious, subconscious, and unconscious minds, all in one. That's what I meant to say in that video. I missed that line, all in one. But here's the beautiful part about it. So there's this, also too, there's this soul anatomical diagram online. You follow what I'm saying? There's a soul anatomical diagram online. And what it labels and describes is a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and a physical body, so to speak. But it has 3 different names on them. It has a transpersonal state, or a transpersonal, which is the conscious mind. Then it also has a egoic plane, which is the subconscious mind. And then it also has a somatic, which is the physical body. You follow what I'm saying? So using that structure there and everything that comes with the information thereof is what I'm going to use to label and describe this here part of my soul game way more effectively. Meaning, online, this list I'm telling you about, in the transpersonal state. Trans meaning beyond. So beyond personal state. Meaning the beyond you. You follow me? It has listed what is known as the crown chakra and the third eye chakra as its identities, so to speak. You follow what I'm saying? Meaning the energy and or the spiritual aspects that represent what the transpersonal plane is on their information. Notice the word chakra means each of the centers of spiritual power in the human body, usually counted as 7 in number, but it's infinite. You follow me? And I'm just going to tell you about 9, even though it's infinite. I'm going to just keep it on 9 for right now. So, each of the centers of spiritual power in the human body, usually counted as usually 7 in number, but it's 9. I'm gonna say 9, and it's usually infinite. So, spiritual power. What is spiritual? What's relating to and or affecting the human spirit or soul, as opposed to material or physical things. You follow what I'm saying? And then you got power. What's the literal definition of power? The ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty, mental faculty or quality, moral, emotional quality. You follow what I'm saying? So, spiritual power. Spirit's abilities to do something. The spirit's abilities to do something. You want to know what your spirit's abilities to do something are? Your 5 senses. To and through you. Take this phrase with you if you would. Our soul, through the spirit, has its abilities to breathe. Our soul through the spirit sees. Our soul through the spirit eats. And our soul through the spirit believes. Once again, our soul through the spirit sees, or reverse it, our soul through the spirit eats, breathes. Our soul through the spirit sees. Our soul through the spirit eats. And our soul through the spirit believes. I'm going to master it. It's just going to take me some time. So here, due to our spirit being the only way our soul can live, it turns out the information that I'm gathering right now labels and describes how the spirit is already in the physical and already has been here in the physical. I sit up here and talk about this one-dimensional physical reality we are in as if it's just one dimension, right? We know of this reality to be multi-dimensioned. Well, did you know all of the dimensions that we have, the infinite dimensions thereof, still make up our one physical reality altogether? It's just a beautiful combination of beautiful things to make a beautiful scenery for us all. One that starts with beautiful, ends with beautiful, began in beauty, lasts in beauty. You follow what I'm saying? So, respect is love in action. Respect the deep feeling of admiration for someone or something elicited by its abilities, qualities, or achievements. Those three words. Now, here's what I'm ultimately getting at. Your abilities derive from this transpersonal state I speak of. Your qualities derive from this egoic state plane that I speak of. And the egoic plane on their list harboring the throat chakra alone, the heart chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. And then your achievements, those derive from your somatic plane. And your somatic plane, according to their list, has it listed only as your sacral chakra and your root chakra alone. 7 major chakras, usually considered to be 7 in number. Said it right that time. Usually considered to be 7 in number. You follow what I'm saying? But it's infinite. And or I'm just going to use 9, 2 more outside of those there major 7 for my explanation here. And those 7 right there are part of the transpersonal plane, the egoic plane, and the somatic plane. I'm going to add 2 more to that list and then rearrange some of the chakras thereof. So my list, and the reason why I'm doing this is because the way I have it set up makes it make more sense, because the way they have it set up is limited. It's limiting. It doesn't seem like that's our full potential. So the way I'm going to have it set up for your abilities, transpersonal plane, soul star chakra, crown chakra, and earth star chakra. Your beyond person, meaning you fuse with the universe thereof, as the planet itself is fused with the universe, and or as the planet itself comes from the universe. If that makes sense to you. And then your egoic plane will consist of these 3 chakras: the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, and the heart chakra. Your egoic plane, where your qualities derive from. And your qualities derive from the third eye, throat, and heart chakra, according to the way I'm going to have it set up, moving forward. And then your somatic plane, the way I'm going to have this one set up, where your achievements derive from, your solar plexus chakra, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra. These are where your achievements derive from, the way I'm going to have it set up. Once again, the transpersonal plane, or beyond person plane, where your abilities derive from, and or the source energy of the universe itself. I agree with you all. The source energy derives from the transpersonal plane, BKA our conscious mind, and or our true conscious mind. You follow what I'm saying? The soul star chakra, the crown chakra, and the earth star chakra, all in one form. Meaning the psyche environment of your transpersonal plane is of those 3 chakras I just mentioned. Second, the egoic plane, where your qualities derive from. The qualities, not the source energy, but it's still all hooked up to one place. So either way it goes, source energy still derives from your egoic plane or your heart of hearts. Moving forward, the third eye chakra, throat chakra, and the heart chakra, all in one form. And or those 3 chakras are the makeup of the psyche environment of your egoic plane, the way I have it set up. And then finally, what I'm going to be on or focusing on for this video, your somatic plane, harboring, from the way I have it set up once again, the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra, all in one form. You, my magnificent friend, you, brother, sister, whoever you would like to consider yourself as. Either way it goes, I'm depicting you into an angelic Orisha, or a high-class angelic Orisha. That's what I'm depicting you into. And you're going to be my family member for all the days of your lives. We are all going to thrive, as we are all destined and or meant to do. You follow what I'm saying? Moving forward now. Where your achievements derive from, your somatic plane, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra, and root chakra, all in one form. The psyche environment, or the psyche alone of the somatic plane. For the psyche alone, remember, it's in this here physical space, we have access to the environment, but we ourselves are the psyche. And this is the physical somatic focus of Cosmic Yahusha 6-9 game that I'm focusing on right now. You follow what I'm saying? So the psyche alone is the sacral, the root, the solar plexus chakra, sacral, and root. The psyche by itself is, but the environment will be the earth star chakra once again. You follow me? So, and whatever your psyche is, your environment duplicates. Respect is love in action. Respect is love in action. So back to this again. Now, I said all that so you can notice that the abilities, qualities, and achievements are from your soul and deriving from your soul in those three areas, meaning the conscious mind of your soul, the subconscious mind of your soul, and the physical somatic plane of your soul itself, all in one form. Your abilities, qualities, and achievements derive from those things. So, to apply respect, a deep feeling of admiration for these three things, is to have a warm approval, for this is what the word admiration means, a warm approval of and or acceptance of, a warm acceptance, a balanced acceptance, warm, lukewarm, right in the middle, right? Upright and steady acceptance, and upright and steady acceptance of the abilities, qualities, and achievements of what the soul elicits of you. And what is the word elicit defined as? To evoke or draw out a response, answer, or fact from someone in reaction to one's own actions or questions. It's going to be a lot of definitions in this word, in this video, unfortunately, but the point has to be proven, or the overall meaning of the message has to be laced and planted out and seeded out. You follow what I'm saying? You'll water it later. I have faith in God. Moving forward. So, love. Those chakras that I mentioned to you, those spiritual powers, everything that derives from the soul is love. And the spirit is how love sees. The spirit is how love breathes. I messed it up. The spirit is how the soul, the love is how the spirit is how love eats. And spirit is how the love believes. Just change it up because that's what the soul is, love. The soul is love. And respect is soul in action. Respect is love in action. What is love? Love is an intense feeling of deep affection. An intense feeling of deep affection. An intense feeling of deep affection. What's the word affection? A gentle feeling of fondness or liking. You know, where your abilities derive from give you a gentle feeling night and day. Might be a little voice in your head telling you to do the right thing. Might be a feeling in your heart telling you to avoid the wrong thing. Gentle feeling of fondness and liking. And then the beautiful part about this word affection is also affection, A-F-F-E-C-T-I-O-N. The beautiful part about this word affection, archaically, meaning very old-fashioned and or very old school, a very old school definition of the word. It means a mental state or an emotion. The action or process of being affected, of being or receiving that gentle feeling of fondness or liking for you. What the life force gives you. The life force of love. So, seeing as how it's just a mental state and or an emotional state, and it doesn't necessarily list any other style of mental or emotional state, I get where some may want to disagree because it's like, that seems like it would derive from external forces, right? Because an influence has to be put into you for anything to be. You follow me? Well, God's source was put in you to be. Take that. Moving forward. But here, mental state and emotion. Doesn't say which one specifically. It just says it. So, what would be the default mental state of you and or the default emotional state you harbor or stand on? You follow what I'm saying? What is the default emotional state you stand on? And what is the default mental state you are using to stand on these emotions? Or on this emotion, since we're talking about a default state. Logically speaking, your mental state, unbothered, balanced, upright, and steady. Logically speaking, your emotional state, unbothered, good all the time, and or the gentle feeling of fondness or liking I just told you about. All the time. Therefore, respect is balanced love and goodness in action. Long story short, because respect, if you respect something specific, meaning yourself, self-respect, it's all going to roll back into self-respect, self-governing for me. Same message. Take over, win, beat the enemy. Here is one of the first steps needed to do so. Win. So, respect of self is how you generate and or elicit all the things of yourself into the physical reality. But what are you? All of that information, those 9 chakras that I just told you about, remixing that online solar and anatomical structure, remixing those things, for example, all that I just told you, all together is one type of energy, love. It is one type of energy, love, meaning it is one type of thing or state, your balanced mental state and your good moral emotion. Morals are the measurement of emotion. Morals are the measurementality of emotions. All of this is in your head, don't forget, and generates into the physical. You follow what I'm saying? So, respect is love in action. So that means a deep feeling of admiration for the soul, or what's elicited by the soul's abilities, qualities, and achievements. Abilities are peace, respect, balance, and progression. Qualities are peace, love, unity, and advancement. Achievements, somatically, calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. And achievements, environmental-wise, what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. Good, beautiful, normal, and natural, you see. Now, those details out the way. Now I need to tell you about why I'm considering it to be a game. And a game is simply to manipulate a situation, typically in a way that is unfair or unscrupulous. I am manipulating a situation in which is moving in the wrong direction to a situation in which is going to be moving in the right direction, even though it seems a bit unfair or unscrupulous as I'm doing it. And the reason why it could be tidbit unfair or unscrupulous because I'm using a truth that you all have no idea about. And yeah, fully aware that it's ancient, my dear love. I'm fully aware of how dangerous and blah, blah, blah all of this talk is, but in reality, they only tell you it's dangerous so they can keep you enslaved a little bit longer. There's only one truth. And the word truth is what's in accordance with being true. And the word true is what's in accordance with fact or reality. Reality is the world, or the state of things as they actually exist. So, using information from the state of things as they actually exist, I put together a game because I recognize the state of things as they actually exist, all moving in the wrong direction. So trick talk it to move in the right direction, and the right direction only, being the respect and the love in action. You follow what I'm saying? Versus disrespect and hatred in action. Because that's the wrong direction. Disrespect and hatred in action is the wrong direction. Respect as love in action is the right direction. You follow what I'm saying? It's the whole point of all of this here. And all of this somatic plane and transpersonal plane and all these things here that I'm telling you about is going to help give you an idea of how to manifest what is proper into our reality. I want to say this real quick. I'll pause for a moment because I had something else I wanted to say. Unto you all, my dear family, I pray these things. The word shalom or shalom. Shalom becomes a common greeting throughout the entire world. Unto you all, I pray this. One word eventually becomes our common greeting worldwide. Shalom, spelt with an S-H-A-L-O-M. Some people spell it with an S-H-L-A-W-M, like the word lawn, green grounds, just with an M on the end. Shalom. You follow me? But the way I've seen it online, it's spelled with an S-H-A-L-O-M. and it stands for peace and greetings. Some people may say the word stands for peace and blessings. But when I looked online and recognized it was still from a physical portion of God in which put it on this here website for us to see in the first place, it says peace and greetings, not peace and blessings. You follow me? So, unto you all, my dear family, instead of like the words hi and hello and hey and what up though, shalom. Shalom becomes our common greeting worldwide. Unto you I pray these things may unfold or manifest one day. Green grounds, black farmers, and blue skies. Green, black, and blue. Peace, love, unity, and advancement. So, my game now. In the previous video, I talked about how, or in the, I talked about in the previous video how the Super Yahusha 4-7 egoic plane with the two outside being incorporated into the ideology here was a part of that entire hierarchy. You follow what I'm saying? Or a part of the entire explanation to make it more meaningful. So now this one, I'm going to use the somatic plane of Super Yahusha 4-7's game with the two outside of its ones to label and describe this with more meaning. This game with more meaning. You follow what I'm saying? Because it is a game. So, check it. The Super Yahushas 4-7 for the somatic plane and the environmental plane. The somatics 4 are the 4 fundamental forces of human emotion. Then the egos, or then the environmentals plane, are the 4 purification forces. The 4 purification forces. Remember, morals are the measurement of emotion. Morals are the measurement of emotion, you see. So, the 4 fundamental forces of human behavior and the 4 fundamental purification forces. 2 fundamental forces. 2 sets of 4 fundamental forces. A purification force and an emotion force. The 4 styles of energy being negative, positive, bad, and balanced, or negative. Let me say it in order. Positive, balanced, negative, and quiescent. You follow what I'm saying? Using new words to avoid words that, get flagged on the internet. And then you have the 4 fundamental purification forces, which are to you either stop the enemy, destroy the enemy, take their power away from them, or defend yourselves against them. You follow what I'm saying? And then they each have a 2 outside, these 4 I speak of. The 4 fundamental forces of human behavior, its 2 outside are Yahusha's belief system, and then you have Yahweh's belief system, you see? And then the 2 outside on the bottom one, or in the other one, are Yahusha's establishment and Yahweh's establishment. You follow me? And the thing is, those 4 fundamental human emotional forces, all in one combination, are literally of Yahusha Yeshua's belief system entirely, meaning the positive energy would just be good, your egoic plane's energy. The balanced energy would just be balanced, your conscious mind's energy. And then the negative energy would be a force instead of evil energy, which is your somatic plane's energy, your unconscious mind's energy. You follow what I'm saying? And then the 4th one, the quiescent, will just roll them right into the establishment area. You see what I'm saying? It'll just roll them right into the establishment area. Then those 4 that I just told you about, we will be using those to defeat the devils. You don't have to call it Yahweh in any kind of way. We will be using it to beat the devil's belief system as well as destroying the devil's establishment. You follow what I'm saying? The somatic plane is to destroy the devil's belief system, or the somatic plane's game is to destroy the devil's belief system and to destroy the devil's establishment. Now we destroy the devil's belief system by first having recognition or reconciliation with these 4 fundamental forces of human emotion and their combination as one thing in the King of all Kings mind. You follow what I'm saying? And then on the established grounds, once we get this fully aware of and we wake up and we flush all of this evil out of our spirits into the physical so we can see it firsthand and get ready to subjugate it, which is all in all together the devil's belief system, the foundation of hatred. You follow what I'm saying? Then we get the establishment rolling, right? And then like once the establishment is good, then we can really defend these grounds and protect this house. You follow what I'm saying? So I got these techniques in my mind, right? These 4 fundamental forces of human emotion, and then I got these 4 fundamental purification forces. The purification forces, meaning stop them, however you recognize stopping them to be necessary to do so. Destroying them, meaning their establishment in a sense, what's driving them to be them. Taking their power away, meaning taking away their abilities to do more things. White people will be powerless when this conviction settles. And then finally, defending yourselves against them, because they are nothing but pure evil, and the only thing they're going to keep on trying to do is force their ideologies into your mind. Force the devil's ideologies into your mind, because let's not forget, everything that they do as a whole is the devil's ideology trying to get forced into your mind. And I got 2 sets of 7 hierarchies with 2 outside of them that'll label and describe what they are trying to use to put the devil's ideology into your mind. You follow what I'm saying? And they also are inspired by the Super Yahusha 4-7 game, Super Yahusha 4-7 game for the Cosmic Yahusha 6-9 game. You follow what I'm saying? So the details are as follows. The 7 negative foul principality sins out in here in the physical. We just flushed out into the physical, because don't forget, in the transpersonal plane, we destroyed the prison and the belief system pillars in which those principalities are hiding under, in a sense. The negative principalities are hiding under the 7 belief system pillars, because all 7 belief system pillars can have any of the negative principality sin characters shining in with throughout them. Remember, like I said, feminism shows jealousy. Well, guess what? It can also show greed. Then I said racism shows greed the most. Well, guess what? It can also show jealousy. You follow what I'm saying? So moving forward. Now, once the transpersonal plane's prison is destroyed and the belief system goes with them, all of those negative principalities begin to flush out here in the spirit once we go through our egoic plane awareness, meaning the gathering of the 4 fundamental forces of emotion. And those 7 are as follows. The foul principality sin of vanity, jealousy, wrath, greed, gluttony, and lust, as well as sloth. You follow me? Then the 2 outside are fear and ignorance. And once again, guess what? The ignorance goes to the current state of Yeshua, and the fear goes to the source of fear itself, the devil. You follow what I'm saying? You see how it's all wrapping up and how it's all going to culminate into one game altogether? One game that we can win by any moral means necessary if we just applied it correctly. You dig? So check it, right? After the fact, now I got the 7 part, the 7 on the bottom here. And these are going to be called the 7 regulations of the enemy. Regulator, meaning once the enemy approaches you, these 7 out of 9 things will be the only thing in which the enemy approaches you with. And now see, for this list right here, it's just going to be all 9 of them, period. And they are to disrespect, aggravate, agitate, humiliate, I believe, and embarrass. Those were the top 5 that I have to memorize the most. And then after those 5, the last 2 were provoke and to classify. You follow what I'm saying? If I said it wrong and you remember a video I said it differently, they're all going to do the same evil thing anyways. You follow what I'm saying? Or should I say, either way it goes, they're going to approach with an evil energy, no matter what. That's what they are, pure evil. You follow what I'm saying? And then the 2 outside are to exploit and extort. All 9 of those things in one energy, this here oppressive force of nature will approach you with at all times. Now, final note, then I'm going to close the video out. I have these here 5 hierarchies in which we can use to apply this game here. And I came up with a name for them now. I call them the 5 soul liberation hierarchies. This is how we can apply the game itself. You follow me? Because just hearing the game and knowing what it is one thing, but then the application of it is another. Those 4s, those sets of 4s on the somatic plane for the game's information, they are one thing, but they are still not enough to completely and overwhelmingly shut this enemy down and defeat it. So I added 5 more things that are like essentially targets and or destinations and or places that we need to get to, start durations and places that we need to get to, ideas that'll help us course through this game with effortlessly, like it's fluid. You follow what I'm saying? And actually, my next soul game saga is going to be talking about these 5 hierarchies in more focused detail. And what are they? I call them the 5 soul liberation hierarchies. If I didn't just say it already. The 5 soul liberation hierarchies. And what are the 5 soul liberation hierarchies? There are 4 12 set hierarchies, and then there's 1 16 set hierarchy. And the names of them are as follows. The names mean something. The names mean virtually everything here. Names, titles, Christ. Moving forward. First one, the 12 spiritual crop lines, or for the more fluid and more funner name for it, you can call them the 12 spiritual combos, consisting of 3 sets of 4, all targeting your psyche alone. Digging in there, drilling in there, and getting in all the pieces that it needs to get to. Targeting your psyche alone. Remember, all 3 planes of your psyche, your transpersonal conscious mind, your egoic subconscious mind, and your somatic physical body, each level has its own psyche environment within. So those 4 specific dimensions getting ready to dig in and tear it apart, or dig in and remove all of the garbage and junk in there so you can become the family member of minds again. They're going to target the psyche environment of all 3 planes. You follow me? The 5th plane is going to target the outside of thee. And it's 16 on the outside here. Those 4 are targeting the internal you. And, well, 2 of them are targeting the internal you. And then 2 of them are targeting the physical psyche you. But then the last one is targeting everything. Your psyche environment in real life is what the last one is going to be targeting. You follow what I'm saying? The 12 spiritual crop lines and or the 12 spiritual combos, consisting of 3 sets of 4s, and they all have specific titles themselves as well. The first set of 4 for the somatic plane is titled the spiritual base combos, or the base spiritual combos, or the 4 base spiritual combos, or the 4 base spiritual crop lines. The second one for the egoic plane, titled the 4 super spiritual combos, and then the final one, personal plane, the 4 hyper spiritual combos. Next, you have the 12 soul words. 12 soul words also broken off into 3 groups to target all 3 parts of your psyche, or all 3 planes of your psyche. And whatever your psyche is, your environments will duplicate. Internal. So the first set targeting your somatic plane are the 4 starting soul words. And then the second set, the 4 durational soul words. And then the final set for the transpersonal plane, the 4 destination soul words. Third list, going into the physical now, you have the 12 divine tasks. The 12 divine tasks, same thing, broken off into 3, 4, 8, 12. And here are the titles of them. The somatic planes 4, the 4-step divine summoning, the 4-step divine summoning. Next list, the 4 fundamental forces of human emotion, or the 4 fundamental emotional forces, the 4 fundamental emotional forces. Titles mean something. They're going to mean something. It's all going to connect and culminate. You'll see what I mean. The 12 divine tasks, finishing the list. Then the final one for the transpersonal plane, you have the 4 final sagas. We're in the cosmic Yahusha saga right now, the cosmic Yahusha soul game saga right now. I just did a whole lot of talking for the super Yahusha 4-7 Christ game saga, but now this is a whole lot of talking for the cosmic Yahusha soul game saga. You follow what I'm saying? Cosmic Yahusha 6-9. Even those numbers are important. Next list, the 4th one. You have the 12 environmental purifiers. The 12 divine tasks are the surface of your psyche, and then the environmental purifiers are like right there next to the next list, is what I'm getting ready to tell you about. So, the environmental purifiers, the 12 environmental purifiers, 3 sets of 4 as always. The first 4 for the somatic, called the psyche rejuvenation task, the 4 psyche rejuvenation task. The 4 psyche rejuvenation tasks. The next one, the 3-in-1 language, or the 4-bladed sword tongue, the 4-bladed sword language, the 4-bladed sword language. And then finally, the 4-starred characters destinations, the 4-star characters destinations. And then the final list, the 16 soul supremacy dimensions, the 16 soul supremacy dimensions. And what are they? Targeting your physical all the way out here now, conscious mind, the transpersonal plane. Its abilities are of peace, respect, balance, and progression. And then targeting the egoic plane, the next four qualities: peace, love, unity, and advancement. Then targeting the somatic plane, the physical you, achievements. The next four words: calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness, and/or dimensions. And then the final ones, targeting the environment itself, and/or what all of this is getting ready to head towards. What's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. The final four dimensions targeting the environment itself, what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural. You follow what I'm saying? Then those first four hierarchies used on all planes are what are going to drive you to those 16 soul supremacy dimensions. Well, now real quick, and I'm going to close the video out. The first plane, the 4 base spiritual combos, they are of peace, love, unity, and advancement. Peace, targeting the solar plexus chakra. Love, targeting the sacral chakra. Unity, big time, targeting the root chakra. And advancement, those 3 in one form where they are headed towards. Next hierarchy, the starting soul words. Soul freedom, soul liberation, soul sovereignty, and soul coexistence. Soul freedom, soul liberation, soul sovereignty, and soul coexistence. Those are the 4 right there. Soul freedom, targeting the solar plexus chakra to trigger its energies to move to and throughout you all into our reality. Then soul liberation, targeting the sacral chakra to trigger its energies to move to and throughout you all into our reality. And then